1:15, this is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Dulmin Samarasinghe and read by Niranjan Abesundara. Sri Lanka intensifies laboratory testing of the coronavirus. Russia assures Sri Lanka to share all scientific data on the Sputnik V vaccine developments. Officials instruct to implement proposals on the project to improve home economy and food safety. Several special changes will be effected in the digital sector within the next 3 years. In world news, the UK government accused of causing chaos after a last-minute decision to keep all London primary schools closed. In sports news, Japan says Olympics and Paralympics will go ahead. Sri Lanka has intensified laboratory testing of the coronavirus in order to detect the new variant or any other variant that may enter the country. Professor Nilika Madhavage from Department of Microbiology, Faculty of Medical Sciences at the University of Sri Javathanapura said laboratory testing has been done since March when the coronavirus pandemic began to spread in Sri Lanka. Professor Nilika Madhavage said, with the new variant being detected in the UK and South Africa and with the latest development in Sri Lanka, the frequency of laboratory testing has been increased. She said with tourists now arriving in Sri Lankan airports expected fully operational soon, a decision has been taken to increase the frequency of testing. Professor Madhavage said that the World Health Organization is providing assistance to the University of the laboratory testing. She said COVID vaccines now being tested or approved can be modified to deal with the new variants. A statement from the Foreign Ministry said Russia assured Sri Lanka that it is ready to share all necessary scientific data on Sputnik V vaccine developments. It has agreed to hold a series of further discussions to ensure Sri Lankan officials possess a full spectrum of information. Sri Lankan Embassy facilitated an online meeting between the Ministry of Health of Sri Lanka, the Ministry of Health of Russia and the Gamaleya Research Institute of Epidemiology and Microbiology of the Ministry of Health in Russia. The party discussed technology used in production of the vaccine, its safety and efficiency, the results of clinical trials and the status of approvals. Sri Lankan side apprised Russian specialists of the research done on the various virus modifications in Sri Lanka and immunization program in Sri Lanka. Both parties underlined the importance of international scientific collaboration in the face of the pandemic and agreed to expand relations between the health-related institutions of the two countries. The chairman of the Presidential Task Force for Economic Revival and Poverty Elimination, Basil Rajapaksa, has instructed officials to implement proposals on animal product projects to improve home economy and food safety under proper supervision at the village level. He pointed out it will provide opportunity to increase family nutrition, generate new employment in rural areas, and to produce high-quality animal products for local consumption. Mr. Basil Rajapaksa mentioned this during a meeting recently at Temple Trees. Minister Ali Sabri said that he hopes to achieve several special targets in judicial sector within the next 3 years. He said increasing the number of court complexes and enhancing efficiency by introducing new technology are main among them. He said 37 laws were amended during the past 4 months. Minister Ali Sabri said the background will be prepared for the public to benefit from the courts. A foundation stone will be laid for a new court complex within this month. He pointed out that local legal system has not been properly updated after 1947. Minister Mahidananda Alugamage said that spending foreign aid received by Agriculture Ministry and implementing projects should be done with the coordination of the central government and provincial councils. He pointed out that prominence should be given to difficult areas as well as the poverty-stricken when selecting groups for aid projects. The minister said that foreign aid projects should be implemented to coincide with the national program to make the country self-sufficient in 16 crops. Minister Alugamage said that there are 516 agrarian service centers in the country. He said those should be used to convert farmers into entrepreneurs by creating agricultural product companies. The minister said that 216 small tanks were modernized with assistance of the foreign aid projects received by the Agriculture Ministry. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Police said that 5 persons who behaved in an unruly manner following the death of a man due to a leopard attack have been arrested at Panama in Pothuwili last night. But his spokesman D.I. Jadith Rohan has said that unrest occurred after a group of people encircled the wildlife office at Panama and damaged the building following the death of the man. He said 5 persons along with 2 motorcycles and 1 3-wheeler were taken into police custody. The suspects will be produced at the Panama Magistrates Court today. Police have recovered the skeletal remains of an abandoned land at Navalkatu in the Muliavale police area. Police exhumed the skeletal remains yesterday on a court order in the presence of judicial medical officers. Muliavale police are conducting further investigations to establish the circumstances that led to the deaths. 21 more persons who attended a wedding ceremony in the Aluthgama area have been tested positive for the coronavirus. Public Health Inspector of National Institute of Health Sciences of Kaluthara, R.G. Singhabau, said these patients were identified as residents of Payagala, Pothuwila and Kaluthara areas. And that ends local news for now.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
Police spokesman D.I. Jadith Rohan has said random rapid antigen tests will be conducted on persons who live in vulnerable areas in the country to identify COVID-19 patients and treat them. He said such tests were conducted yesterday on those leaving the Western Province and several other areas as well. D.I. Rohan has said that 7 more COVID-19 cases were identified through 1,003 rapid antigen tests carried out on those who were leaving the Western Province on Thursday. But his spokesman D.I. Jadith Rohan has said the health authorities and security forces need public support and cooperation in order to control the pandemic. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
On to Watchlight, the Sri Lanka Bureau of Foreign Employment said it has provided a facility for migrant workers and their families to make online complaints. SLBFE issuing a statement said the new option was available via www.slbfe.lk web portal. And once a complaint is made, a dedicated number would be directed to the mobile phone of the complainant. Further updates will be provided once the complaint is received and directed to the relevant department. That came to in Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
The UK government accused of causing chaos after last-minute decision to keep all London primary schools closed. More than 2,500 attend illegal New Year rave in France. Wham's Last Christmas has topped the UK singles chart for the first time. The British government has accused of causing chaos after a last-minute decision to keep all London primary schools closed when the term begins. The U-turn comes as high coronavirus infection levels in the capital have put rising pressure on hospitals. Ministers said closures were the last resort and education was a priority. But Labour said the move has created huge stress for pupils, teachers and parents, while the union called for all schools to be shut nationwide. The daily number of COVID cases in the UK has topped 50,000 for the past 4 days. More than 2,500 people have attended an illegal rave in France as the country continues to grapple with coronavirus. The event, held in a warehouse at Liron near Rennes in Britain, began on Thursday and is still going on. Police said a number of ravers are from the UK and Spain. Attendees have clashed with police at setting fire to a car and throwing objects at officers attempting to shut the event down. Wham's Last Christmas has topped the UK singles chart for the first time, 36 years after it was released. The classic was streamed 9.2 million times over the last weekend, knocking Lady Lad Baby's Don't Stop Me Now Eating off the top spot. First released in December 1984, George Michael and Andrew Ridley's song was held off a top spot by Band-Aid's Do They Know It's Christmas. Ridley said he was somewhat amazed that the song has now reached the number 1 position. And back to the headlines of the world news. UK government accused of causing chaos after last-minute decision to keep all London primary schools closed. More than 2,500 attend illegal New Year rave in France. Wham's Last Christmas has topped the UK singles chart for the first time. That is world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development news. Hambantota International Port marked its third day in operation with a donation of 100 tree saplings. The sapling varieties were specially chosen in consultation with the Hambantota Botanical Gardens. Kaha Mara, Burutha, Bulu, Munamal and Kumbuk were among the plants donated to the Hambantota Education Regional Office. That is development news. On to sports news. Japan's Prime Minister said the delayed 2020 Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics will go ahead this summer despite concern over rising coronavirus cases. The Olympics are due to begin on 20th of July with the Paralympics following the month later from 24th August. Cases have surged in Japan the recent days, with Tokyo reporting over 1,000 daily infections for the first time. But the Prime Minister, Yoshihide Suga, said the Games will be held this summer and be safe and secure. Japan is responding to cases of the new variant of coronavirus first found in the UK, with Tokyo Governor Yuriko Goki saying that the number of infections could explode. The training of the Sri Lanka national football pool will commence tomorrow at Bedeganakote. It has been organized at the 15-day training camp. Secretary of the Sri Lanka Football Federation, Jaswa Uma, said that training is conducted targeting several forthcoming international matches. Sri Lanka football team will play against North Korea on 25th of March in North Korea. They'll play against South Korea on 30th of March in Colombo. Sri Lanka football team will play against Lebanon in June. 26 players are included in Sri Lanka football pool. That was sports news. On to business news. The Commercial Bank of Ceylon has won the Banking and Financial Services Category Award presented by the Sri Lanka Association for Software Services Companies at its Robotic Process Automation Awards Conference 2020. The Robotic Process Automation Award for the category was presented to the bank for its end-to-end automation of user ID management function, which automates key human resources management request processes. That was business news. Economic news, courtesy of...
Congratulations on your promotion. It will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
The chairman, Dimit Fernandes, said Sri Lanka's Colombo Stock Exchange is the plan to trade gold-backed securities and create an over-the-counter market for repurchase deals on corporate debt. Under the current system, holders of corporate debt cannot assign a security to another securities account to do a purchase transaction and borrow against it, but has to sell and buy. There had also been problems for individual investors to sell corporate debt on the trading system due to a lack of liquidity. That is economic news.
Hello, Buddha. Did you land already?
No, Amma. We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
Oh, really? How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy. She might be feeling very uncomfortable. The airport must be heavily crowded because it's a season.
Amma, calm down. Everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We're at the VIP lounge. There's nothing to worry.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And the weather report, Met Department said showers will occur at times in the northern, eastern, north central and lower provinces and in the Hambantota, Nuwara and Matale districts. Fairly heavy showers, about 50 millimeters, can be expected some places in the Sabaragamuwa province and the Galle and Matara districts. That was the weather report, and back to the headlines of the news. Sri Lanka intensified laboratory testing of the coronavirus. Russia assures Sri Lanka to share all scientific data on the Sputnik V vaccine developments. Officials instructed to implement proposals on a project to improve home economy and food safety. Several special changes will be effected in the judicial sector within the next 3 years. In world news, the UK government accused of causing chaos after a last-minute decision to keep all London primary schools closed. Sports news, Japan says Olympics and Paralympics will go ahead.